I'm going to begin describing what I want to call Rebirth, America's child. When I think of Rebirth, America's child, I feel like I help my friend understand a little bit more what it means to be American. Because when you're so corrupted by nothing but misinformation constantly throughout your life, being bombarded, it just really saps your intelligence, and you really do start to believe anything that you see on CNN. Like my friend, he starts telling me about how, the only reason he doesn't like Trump is because his family thinks that they're going to be deported or something because of the fear-mongering that's just being portrayed across America. It's a total irrational fear that they have, but yet the media portrays it as if it could be somehow true. It's crazy. I also began to describe him that Trump represents America. He really does. He's finally doing something for once, and people are taking all of this for granted, and I can't really understand why that's the case. Is it because of all the misinformation and propaganda that's being thrown around? I don't know. Is it the fact that anyone can make something look good if they chop any video they choose in half and just add parts, or just add a view or an intro or a graph or just a little quote or a tweet? You make it look official and you spread it around as if it's like grade A quality news, and then everybody else bites it hook, line, and sinker. That's like propaganda 101 right there. If only Joseph Goebbels had the power of the internet. Imagine what he could have done back in the day with the internet. Unbelievable. He would put all these people to shame. I could spot it so blatantly. Anytime I open up Facebook, it's just nothing but propaganda there. People liking propaganda, sharing propaganda. I have no idea what they're actually liking and sharing. It's ridiculous. It's like, just imagine if Joseph Goebbels just came back alive and just started taking over Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, everything, and just started spreading so much lies and disbelief you actually started to believe it. It's unbelievable. It's so easy just to take everything at face value. That's where the children of the iPad come in. They just take everything at face value. Nobody wants to dig in and research or do anything because, you've just been constantly bombarded by memes all your life. So the second you go to college, they already begin the second installation into your program. So when you're in college, you're already susceptible to all the garbage you were being fed while growing up. And college is just the icing on the cake to complete the ritual. It really is a ritual. It's a brainwashing ritual. They start young and they finish off strong when you're an adult. And they already chain you to them with all their debt. If you ain't going to school on a ride or something, you're paying that out of pocket. They have a bank in there. These kids understand how a bank works. They just left their parents' house, and you really think they understand how a bank works when they weren't taught anything really in school besides numbers and a few things here and there? They're just easy prey, like vultures picking from the masses. It's disgusting. That's why I'm glad I'm going to throw some props out to the main man, Sean Spicer. He's doing a tough job keeping the misinformation from spreading out there and keeping CNN in check. It's unbelievable that we finally actually have a voice in that room who will speak nothing but the truth and silence all that Goebbels-esque propaganda that is constantly being spread. On top of this problem with children and the iPad and being susceptible to all these memes that are being thrown out there, the reason why this is possible is because every kid has a smartphone nowadays. It doesn't matter how young they are, how old they are, every kid has a smartphone. They're all susceptible to this, even more at a younger age. You don't think younger kids are seeing this propaganda that's being tossed around the internet constantly? If you don't think so, you're living in a fake denial bubble world, because they are totally being manipulated by all that garbage that constantly shows up on their Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram. Like, honestly, like, they want to say there's an age requirement, but who are we kidding? There's not really an age requirement on Facebook. These kids are going to do what they want because there's no respect anymore. It's like unbelievable. It's like they have all this information at the tips of their fingers, but they use it to spread ignorance and hate and fake information and propaganda instead of actually enriching their lives and researching things. But now they just take everything at face value, which has also infected the adult population and slowly taking away your free will through social media with emotions stealing articles, like these emotion vampires that are just feeding off your constant emotions because you're so susceptible when you read these things that you can't help but feel like over emotional and overzealous about these things. This is an old school tactic that the British Empire used to try to use back in the day. This is why they don't teach history anymore, because these kids can't see this coming. They tried this way back with the colonists when they were enacting all those taxes on them. That was a mental assault on the colony. It wasn't a physical invasion. It was a mental invasion, a political invasion, and other people saw through that. And they rounded the other people who didn't see that and brought them together and rose above that common enemy. That's what Donald Trump is. He brings us together. So these emotional vampires don't suck our souls out literally and turn us into these like emotionless, robot, lifeless husks. It is disgusting. Like, who do you think the most powerful person in the United States is? Because I'll tell you right now, it's not the president. Right now, the most powerful person in the United States would have to be the United States media. Any part of the media strong arm controls the masses. Hollywood, the media, you name it, any kind of media, it doesn't matter, social media, like anything with media attached to it, if it's got an actor, a verb, or a picture thrown into it, you best believe that they control that sector, so they can control your minds and your feelings and your emotions, because feeding off people's emotions is the easiest thing that you could possibly do. It takes nothing to get people worked up about their emotions. Why do you think the media is such a powerful force? They hit you right where it hurts. They hit you right in the emotions. Like those stars who want to demonize Trump. They want to talk bad about Trump, but they really don't even know what he's about. You got someone who throws a statement that says, give Trump a chance, and everyone just starts demonizing him when he's like the most neutral person out there. All he said was give him a chance. It's not like he's controlling you and telling you to resist him. Like, you don't find that as like an odd form of control when people are telling you to resist something? You don't think that's bad when people are telling you to resist something? You don't think that it might just be the opposite? Like, maybe you should be going towards that, not away from it? Especially when it's such a cult-like manner in these masses where these people just do it. I don't understand it. It just blows my mind. Just like with this whole Muslim ban thing, like that amount of misinformation that just flows through. So let's just put the record straight here about the Muslim ban and about all this stuff, because like all these ignorant memes, like I'm saying, misinformation, showing Aladdin and saying like he's not allowed in America, or showing Jesus like he's not allowed in America. Like these are unbelievable memes. These are I don't even care if you want to say they're funny or not. They're just, it's misinformation. These are ignorant memes. People are taking this too seriously now. Like, you can't be doing this anymore. So the truth about the Muslim ban is that the Obama administration, they put this list together. Trump is just enforcing something that the Obama administration agreed on but never enacted. Now all Trump did was enact Obama's old legislation because he can get some protection going instead of none. Why he builds his, here's the key word here, his own legislation, and then he can decide what he wants to do. Because trying to get your own piece of legislation passed through is going to take forever. So right now, he's just using this piece of legislation so he can make good on his campaign promises about keeping America safe again. Same goes for the wall. They already had a piece of legislation. They already had money allocated for that wall. Now he's actually just putting it to use. He's using it. It's unbelievable. This is the 4D chess that people are failing to miss. Like, these should be simple political points that the masses should see, but they're not, because they've been so dumbed down by this globalist technology. Like George Orwell said, you dumb down the masses through technology. You make them ignorant to whatever's around them. You physically retard them. It's dangerous. But it's like up to the younger generation to help our older generation understand, and our older generation needs to help our younger generation understand the difference between these fallacies and these lies, where they could protect one another. We could be one. Why don't we protect each other from misinformation? Why are we constantly trying to just spread misinformation or prove who's right, who's wrong? Why can't we ever just come to a neutral point? And our generation is just failing our older ones, and vice versa, by not keeping them informed, and they're just becoming casualties in this misinformation war. It's really sad. Like, I would go on to say that a majority of the older Hispanic generation doesn't really know about technology. Like, let's be for real, in a majority of places, they play CNN everywhere. CNN is played everywhere, and all these people are susceptible to everything they show on CNN. And CNN knows this, and they use it to their advantage to spread nothing but propaganda and scaremongering. Like places like New York, California, blase, blah. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, there should be people in their families who shouldn't be afraid to stand up and try to help their other family members see, like, Trump isn't a bad guy. Like, I don't understand this one either. Like, why don't other family members want to help their other family members see the light? Like, why keep them trapped in a mist of misinformation? Wouldn't you rather see them set free? Wouldn't you rather have them join you in this awesome feeling? Like, people need to see past the fear-mongering for your family, and you need to be the bastion, and you need to be the beacon of hope, a city upon a hill for them to look on, so you could be the example. You need to set yourself apart from one another. Like, everyone possesses this will, but no one wants to seem to tap into it, No one wants to try to make those around them better, because for some reason they think that they're imposing or just bothersome. I have no idea. And as for the rebirth of America, it's like people want to say that Donald Trump is evil. Why? What gives them the right to say that? Anything could be. Where's the good? If Donald Trump is the evil, where's the good? It definitely isn't the left, so where is it? So if the left's the evil, Donald Trump is the good. It's like yin and yang. It's supposed to open the doors to debate and higher learning, but right now the doors are closed. And no one's learning or growing or experiencing anything anymore. We're all just isolated in our own personal worlds. Like, we need to accept nationalism because that's what Trump is. He sees past all this race, all this religion, all that creed, and he only has his support to the Constitution. That's why he wants nationalism to be so successful. He wants people to be loyal to the Constitution. He doesn't want people who abuse and rape it. We never swore our loyalty to the president. We swore it to the Constitution because that document is more powerful than any man could hope to become. That's why the enemy wishes to destroy and snuff it out, because of its power, because of what it stands for. It stands for unity. People don't look past Trump to see that he is a crusader, a knight, a holy champion, a voice for the Constitution, because the Constitution hasn't had a voice in a while. And this is why the MAGA movement was so powerful. Your family is just being blinded by that mist of false information that you can't even see the true light that's MAGA. Like, I know it sounds crazy and cultish, but it's not. That's just pride of nationalism, you know? Like, look past race and creed. We need to start coming together as Americans and being as one, you know? We need to start being rebirthed in America. We need to start becoming America's children again instead of just being our own selfish people. We need to start coming together. We need to be rebirthed as one in America.